an expanded cycle of narcissistic abuse. You may be familiar with the narcissistic cycle of abuse: idealize, devalue, discard, and hoover. This cycle of abuse describes what the narcissist does in a romantic relationship to his or her partner. It's very important to understand the dynamics of how the narcissist guides the relationship toward dysfunction, because once we can see why the narcissist is repeating this cycle, it becomes clearer to us that we cannot do anything that will result in a different outcome. This is because everything we do is filtered back through the narcissist's dysfunctional lens, who then feeds it back into the cycle. So I'd like to introduce an expanded cycle of narcissistic abuse that explains what's going on in our interactions with the narcissist. Stage 1, love bombing. The narcissist idealizes us. We are put on a pedestal, and the narcissist bombards us with everything we need to feel emotionally vulnerable and to emotionally bond. For the narcissist, this is the state that he or she craves the most, because as we feel this love, we are reflecting back to him or her their own idealized view of themselves. This is our entry point into the cycle. Stage 2, the fall from grace. We inevitably disappoint the narcissist. The narcissist may begin to feel disillusioned with us when we don't make him or her the center of attention, when we show any kind of autonomy or say no to a request, or simply because the real world is interfering and they are growing bored. Stage 3, narcissistic injury. You'd think at this point we would be the ones entitled to be upset, right? Our independence is threatened, we're not being permitted to do things, our partner is upset with us for little things. But in an interesting twist, the narcissist feels as if we're the ones causing the problem. In stage 3, narcissistic injury occurs in the narcissist because the narcissist feels entitled to control us and feels as if we're being ungrateful for all that he or she has done for us. Stage 4, devaluation. Suddenly, that soulmate we found at the beginning of the relationship begins to morph into a completely different person, as the narcissist begins to act out, verbally abusing us, humiliating us, making threats, becoming even more controlling. Narcissists see things as black and white. If you're not with them, you're against them. The narcissist wonders why we just can't shape up and do what they want. We're disrespecting them. Stage 5, confrontation. Well, we're completely baffled by what's happened, right? The narcissist is acting like a completely different person than the one we fell in love with. Why? How can someone act like they're your soulmate one minute and then as if they hate you the next, and for what seems like such ridiculous reasons? Everything about what's happening feels illogical, and so of course we try to talk to the narcissist about it. Stage 6, deflection. The narcissist's defense mechanisms kick in when confronted with his or her behavior. The narcissist cannot and will not validate what we say or admit to doing anything wrong. So, the narcissist engages in a variety of verbal tactics and mind games that cause further confusion, such as projection, blame shifting, stonewalling, gaslighting, and circular conversations. Stage 7, splitting. The behavior of the narcissist results in extreme cognitive dissonance for us. Who are they? Why are there two sides to them? We try to hold the relationship together while maintaining some sort of self-respect and autonomy, and believe that if we can only convince them that their behavior is hurting us, they'll stop. Stage 8, discard. After many, quote, disappointments on our part and confrontational conversations about their behavior, a narcissist will tire of us completely and abandon us, going completely silent, as if we never even existed. Stage 9, doubt. We suffer tremendously after the abandonment, as the narcissist has been conditioning us to believe that the problems were our fault, but we're still not entirely sure what we did wrong. We are also extremely sad and panicked that we have lost the soulmate presented to us at the beginning of the relationship, and that if we had done something differently, none of this would have happened. We also lack any closure and have so many questions that we can't reconcile. Stage 10, hoovering. We are extremely vulnerable to being drawn back into the relationship. The narcissist hoovers once he or she feels that we are conciliatory enough to accept that it is the narcissist who is the true victim in the relationship. Stage 11, restoration. The relationship is restored, but we are conditioned to accept abusive treatment because we know that if we speak up or, quote, fall out of line, it can trigger the cycle. And yet the cycle continues because the narcissist's distorted perception of what we do and how they react to us are outside of our control. Without an understanding of what we are dealing with, we try again and again to change the cycle, but instead we just give up more and more rent in our heads as the narcissist behaves more erratically. we slowly become dysfunctional in order to exist within the confines of a nonsensical relationship with a person who has a dysfunctional worldview. But the cycle does end. Stage 12, no contact. Whether the narcissist ends the relationship or we walk away, healing and restoration to healthy ways of interacting in the world can only be possible when, in the final stage of narcissistic abuse, the relationship ends and we go no contact with the narcissist.